All right, we're live. Hello, everybody. Happy Sunday.
It is a full-blown Sunday.
It is a full-blown Sunday.
There your picture is. Yay.
All right, I gotta know, so I have this major problem of daylight savings time just really kicking my butt. Do you have that problem? Because today I am exhausted.
You know what? It just really doesn't bother me. I don't know why. I can't tell you why, but it just doesn't bother me.
And daylight savings time, just like, man. But I will say Winston slept until a little after 8 this morning. I actually had to go in and wake Winston up this morning because he was snoozing. And so that was awesome because I was really nervous that
it is awesome to have babies that sleep. I can tell you that.
It is. Yes,
we were blessed because you and Laura both, we would get up at night and go check on you to make sure you were breathing because y'all slept. We didn't have baby monitor. We didn't have all the stuff we have.
Yeah, we have. Yeah, now we have the Owlet monitor, which tells us that he's breathing. So that's nice.
Well, hey, we appreciate you guys taking the time to pop on. We know a lot of people watch on replay, and you can also find this on YouTube, on our YouTube channel, which is Marissa and Mike. We post these up on YouTube so you can share them. You can bring other people. I've had tons of people ask me how to go rewatch the show we did last Sunday.
Yeah.
You know, that was amazing. You know, have a uterus transplant and then have a baby with the transplanted uterus.
Yes, that is on our YouTube channel. If you want to watch Madison's story, it's incredible. I definitely urge you to go to our YouTube channel. It's Marissa and Mike. I can show you what it looks like really quick. So this is our YouTube channel. This is what it looks like whenever you get there. It's Marissa and Mike with a space between it. If you can go and subscribe to our channel, give us a like, so that you're notified when we post, we would really appreciate it.
Be awesome. Be awesome. So we promised them we were going to talk about 3 things that we were recently doing. I'm going to let you jump in and go first. Something that you're doing that you've.
Yes. Okay. So the number one thing, so we've been doing 75 hard, as a lot of you guys know. I've had a lot of people actually message me, which has been awesome. So if you want to know what 75 hard is, if you weren't on our live a few days ago and you don't know what it is, you can message me. I'd be happy to fill you in on what we're doing. But one of the rules is that we have to drink a gallon of water a day. So you'll see I have my water here. You'll see me continue drinking it. But I didn't realize how much of an impact that was going to have on my health. And everyone always tells you to drink water and you're like, oh yeah, I totally drink enough water. I'm fine. And then you start having to drink a gallon of water a day and you realize you were not drinking enough water. And so one of the biggest things I've noticed, one has been my skin has been, it's insane. My skin has been more just glowy. I usually break out. I have some breakouts here and there, and I haven't been breaking out, which has been awesome. My skin, I have dry skin. I have combination oily and dry, but my dry patches have been going away. I also really struggle with eczema. I have since I was a little girl, and my eczema has completely vanished. And I haven't been eczema free and I don't even know how long. And so it's just incredible what it's doing for my skin. But also aside from that, it's really, really been helping my digestion. I usually take a product from the store every day to help with my stomach. I've always had stomach issues since I was 12 or 13 whenever I started having really bad stomach issues. And I am gluten intolerant, so I eat gluten-free regularly. Sometimes I don't do as well as I should, but on this challenge, I've been really, really sticking to my gluten-free diet, and that's helping as well. But the water intake I've noticed has really helped my stomach. I haven't been having those terrible stomach aches. Normally, I have a stomach ache probably every other day. In the evening time, I just get that gut-wrenching, just nauseous stomach ache, and I haven't been getting that, which is incredible, life-changing didn't realize how not good I felt, I guess, is what's been crazy. And so I just have to say that if you're not drinking water, drink some water. It's incredible the health changes that have happened just by drinking some water, which is insane. But anyways, I've rambled on about water enough. I'll let you go into yours, Dad.
You kind of teed me up, though. Water is so freaking important. 80% of your immune system's in your gut. Your gut runs on water. I mean, it's an absolute no-brainer. And oh, by the way, it's really expensive to drink a gallon of water a day. You know, if you don't want to buy bottled water, you can get a water filter, get a Brita or something, and go through that. But water can change your life. You know, you are mostly water. The cells in your body are all full of water. And so what you're finding is you've went from okay to closer to optimal.
Yeah.
And optimal is better. I tell people all the time when I start coaching them, you don't understand how bad you feel until you feel good.
Exactly.
You get used to it. You're just settled in and you just think that's just the way it has to be. And it's not the way it has to be at all. So one of the three things I want to talk about, breathing here. And then at the end, you know, there's so much Corona. I'll come back. I'm going to give you guys, one of the top docs in the U.S. came out and said what he's doing. It'll blow your mind. I'll tell you that at the end. But one of the things I want to talk about is breathing. And if you're on here and listening, or you listen on the replay, I want you to try something for me. So number one, I want you to close your mouth and breathe through your nose. Now, while you breathe through the nose, I want you to do something. I want you to make sure your tongue is on the roof of your mouth. So through your nose with it on the roof, take a couple of breaths, and then put your tongue on the floor of your mouth and breathe. And watch what happens. It's more difficult to breathe when your tongue is on the floor of your mouth.
Wow, it's actually a lot harder to breathe.
Yeah, and guess what? If you're breathing through your mouth during the day, where's your tongue? And if you're sleeping at night and you're a mouth breather, where's your tongue? A lot of people can fix their sleep apnea problem if they can just train themselves to be a nose breather. And the way you do that is during the day, when you're not talking or doing something, make sure mouth is closed, tongue is on the roof, and you keep it there. Now, that might feel awkward the first 10 or 15 times you do it, but very quickly it will become a habit. Number one, because it's easier to breathe. Guess what? When it's easier to breathe, you get more oxygen. Guess what your body uses to make ATP, adenosine triphosphate, the fuel all your cells run on? Oxygen and either ketones or sugar water. Oxygen.
Yeah.
And if your tongue is on the floor of your mouth, you don't get as much oxygen. You don't want to be a mouth breather. You want to be a nose breather, and you want your tongue on the roof of your mouth. Yes. So
I wanted to touch on one more thing too with water while you're talking about ATP. One of the biggest changes that I've noticed too with drinking water is my energy levels have skyrocketed, which is insane because I'm normally a coffee person in the morning, but with 75 Hard, I am fasting in the mornings. You can still have coffee, but I really enjoy my coffee with a little creamer in it, and I can't do that. It would break my fast. So whenever I wake up in the morning, I down a bottle of water, and it has been seriously increasing my energy levels, and I'm not crashing in the afternoon. My energy has been pretty consistent throughout the day, which is incredible for a mom who doesn't sleep enough.
By the way, I've had a couple of people text me here asking about 75 Hard. I just put a video up on our YouTube channel. It's my day 6 report, but I go through the things you need to be doing on the 75 Hard. So if you just go to our YouTube channel, watch the newest video up, which is my 6th day in, we'll walk you through it. Yeah. So hey, Bruce, I'm curious though. A lot of people know this, some don't, but you're breastfeeding, you're pumping to feed my grandson, Winston. So going on this 75 Hard and doing all this stuff, you know, what's the effect on being able to take care of baby Winston? So,
man, you know, I read this quote the other day that really resonated with me that said, your child doesn't need a perfect mom. He needs a happy mom. And
yes,
that hit me hard. And it was at that point that I chose to do 75 because I said, you know what? That is so right. My son deserves a happy mom. And for me to be happy, I need to make a dramatic change in my health journey. I need to feel better in my body and all of these things. I need to do something that's for me. And so that was one of the reasons I chose to do this. But really, it's just been incredible. I've been just a different person on this challenge. And I feel like, he feeds off of that, and he's been a happier baby because mom's happier. And so as we're going through this, I've been talking about, my milk supply through this journey. I have had a little bit of a dip in my milk supply. However, I'm okay with that because of the other effects that I'm having. So for those of you who don't know, I have been an overproducer for my son for most my postpartum journey, which has been awesome. So I've been able to create a little freezer stash. And so with that, I'm still producing in a day about what he eats, a little bit more than he eats in a day. And so I'm able to just put a little bit back every day. But it's been a trade-off with me just being okay with producing just enough in order for me to be happy and get back to feeling like myself again. And so I've, I really struggled with that mom guilt, but I'm getting over that to know like this is something I needed to do for me, and that's okay.
That's way okay.
Yeah.
Super okay. And we apologize for sitting here drinking in front of you, but we're working on finishing off our gallons before we go to bed here. So you just have to live with the fact that I got my water and I got my soda water, and I'm pounding both of them because I still got a little ways to go to finish off my gallon.
I'm doing good. I've got this little bit left, and then I got one more bottle, and I'm done with my gallon. So I'm good today.
But you gave him a smart idea. You should get up, guys. You should get up and down. You should leave one of these on your nightstand when you first get up in the morning. You should just down it. It's incredibly good for you. We'll circle back around here real quick. I told you guys I would tell you. I listened to a podcast today. One of the top docs in America. He's written national best-selling books, Dr. Gundry, and he finally came out and talked about coronavirus today. And I really respect him because he practices what he preaches, and he was a heart surgeon who's made the transition to helping people. Instead of cutting on people, he helps people get healthy. And I know a couple of people who actually see him. You can't get in anymore, but they actually see him, and he does practice what he preaches. But he talked about all the things. Don't freak out about the coronavirus. One of the reasons this thing's spreading like it is because most people that get it don't get any more than simple cold symptoms. Some get flu symptoms, and people that already have compromised immune systems are the ones who are having problems and or becoming a fatality. Healthy people, a lot of them are getting it. They get contagious, and they don't even know they're sick. Okay, and I know just having one person be a fatality from this is too many, but we are just way overblowing what's going on. Way more people are dying every day from cancer and from heart attacks and from drug overdoses and from opioid addiction than are going to die from the coronavirus. And it'll go through, and we'll build up our antibodies. But the big part for me, listening to the podcast, I stayed on to the end because he said he was going to tell what he's doing not to get it. And here's what it was. Number one,
vitamin D.
Make sure your vitamin D levels are good. And his version of good is between 70 and 100. He keeps his over 100. And then he blew my mind. He said if he felt symptomatic tomorrow, whether it's the flu or cold or vitamin D, when he feels symptomatic, he takes 150,000 IUs. Okay, so these are 5,000s. Well, these are 5. So 10 of them would be 50. So I'd have to take 30 of these to get to 150,000. That's what he does for 3 days. 150,000 IUs of D3, 3 days in a row. He said, you won't get it.
Yeah.
It'll kill it. So vitamin D is a hormone. It's the most antiviral hormone you got. I started talking to people about upping their vitamin D the minute I heard about the coronavirus. And then he said his second line of defense is, drum roll, vitamin C. which is the other thing I've been telling people to do. 1,000 IUs, vitamin C, 3-4 times a day. If you feel like you're getting sick, you can up that to 10. No big deal. The worst thing happens with vitamin C, you can't OD on it, is you get a loose stool. If your stool gets loose, back off. So there you are, talking about loose stool on a Facebook Live. You got to work poop in somehow on these things, right?
Oh my goodness.
But what we try to do here is I try not to get too sciencey. I know it's boring to you guys, but it can be life-changing. And this coronavirus thing, the worst thing that's going to happen is the panic that's going on here. People are freaking out over nothing. By the way, the other thing Dr. Gundry said was when you pick between hand sanitizers and soap, good old-fashioned soap and water, Marissa, guess which one he picked?
I bet soap and water.
Wash your hands with soap and water 30 seconds.
Yeah, so I actually heard a thing today that was talking about you should sing the chorus of a song while you're washing your hands, and that's how long you should wash your hands for, is at least like the chorus of your favorite song. Sing the chorus and wash your hands for that amount of time.
And sing yourself the Star Spangled Banner, Happy Birthday twice, whatever.
Whatever. Wash your hands.
Here's why he said it's 2 reasons. Number one, most people that do hand sanitizer squirt it on, they rub their hands together like this. They don't get the backs and do this like they'll do when they wash. So, and the hot water, washing with hot water, as hot as you can stand it, would be optimal. But here's the real reason. He said he's never used hand sanitizers. He's not going to. Because when you put hand sanitizer on your hands, you destroy the gut biome, the good bacteria on your hands, you kill them off too. He said it's not worth the trade-off. He said never use hand sanitizer. And he said, by the way, the masks, you're wasting your time.
Yeah.
Not going to protect you. Don't do the mask. Don't order them. Don't buy. Just if you're that freaked out, just stay home.
Right.
You don't need a mask. But he laughed. All these people walking through airports. Yeah, the people walking through airports with the mask on their face, he said that's absolutely useless. It's mucous membranes. Guess what this is? That's a mucous membrane. You got when somebody next to you sneezes and it gets in your eyes, you got it. That doesn't matter unless you're gonna pull a thing down over your head and have somebody lead you around.
Yeah, we could do some hazmat suits.
Yeah, that's what he said you need. You need a full-blown hazmat suit if you want to protect yourself. So anyhow, enough of Corona talk.
We'll circle back here real quick. So I know that you're you're starting your 3-day fast, right?
Yep.
So I want to know how you're going to incorporate the workouts while you're doing your fasting.
So for 3 days, it really doesn't bother me now. If I'm going to do a 3-day water fast, which is what I'm about to do in the middle of my 75 hard, I wouldn't go out and do a 50-mile bike ride. I'm not going to go out and run 10 miles, but I'll walk, I'll jog lightly. I wouldn't shy away from a 20 or 30-mile bike ride at all. I'll continue to do both workouts. Now, having said that, I'm in shape.
Right.
Okay? So you wouldn't want to go on a fast and start a workout at the same time. That would be a little foolish.
Yeah. Actually, on that note, I had someone ask me today if they were fasting, how long they should start fasting. And my advice, which you probably know more about this, but I said to start with an intermittent fast and work your way into a fast. You shouldn't just, start off the bat and do a 3-day fast, because that's probably not the best idea. But
no, that might be hard. All the people I coach, when we start fasting, we intermittent fast. And so where I start them out with is dinner before 7, skip breakfast, eat lunch.
Yep.
So think about that. 7 to 7, that's 12 hours. If we go 7 to 12 noon, that's another 5. That's 17 hours.
Yep.
That's a great intermittent fast. And then you get to the point where you can push lunch back to 1 or 2 or 3.
Yep.
And now you're at 20. And then all of a sudden you realize, wait a minute, I'm at 20. If I just wait till dinner, I did a whole day. Yay, me.
Yeah.
And then once you do a day, so the first time you do that a couple of times, then you get to dinner and you realize well, wait a minute. If I just went to bed, by the time I get up at 7 o'clock in the morning, now I'm at 36 hours.
Yeah.
And autophagy really takes off somewhere between 12 and 17. And the more you fast, the easier it is to get into autophagy. And that's a whole nother thing. But autophagy is the take out the trash phase in your body. You're either in mTOR or autophagy 100% of the time. And autophagy is the take out the trash side. And you need to be in autophagy, especially if you're over 30, 2/3 of the time, and mTOR 1/3 of the time. So, limiting the windows that you eat is the easiest way to get into autophagy. Now, you could go strict keto. There's other things you could do to get there, but limiting not the calories, but the window. Just close the window down into a smaller window, and you can get yourself there.
I will say that so I'm doing intermittent fasting as my diet for 75 hard. And so what I've been doing previously before this, I was already intermittent fasting, but I was doing a bigger window. But now I'm doing 18-6. So I fast for 18 hours, eat for 6. So from 12:30 to 6:30 is my window. And I thought the first couple of days were a little hard for me. I was getting hungry at my normal time that I would eat. But now I'm able to go into 12:30. In fact, yesterday we were out shopping and stuff, and I realized it was 3 o'clock and I still hadn't had a meal. And so it's getting easier as time goes on. I'm not starving whenever it's time for lunch. My body's getting used to it. And it's really been incredible. Just for an update, I'm down 5 pounds this week, which is awesome. It hasn't even been a full week yet. Tomorrow will be day. And so I'm really excited to see what the next how many days. So we're 7 days in. So we've got, what is that, 60, 68.
Yeah, about 10% done.
So
by the way, if you guys would like to join us.
Yeah. So, but I'm really enjoying this. Something that Dylan and I did yesterday. Normally our Saturdays is we go out and we get our grocery shopping done and we do all of our errands, and we have to do 2 workouts, and one of them has to be outside. So yesterday we found a lake that had a trail around it, and we went out it was a little over a mile walk with our son in the middle of our shopping day. And normally we wouldn't do that, but we have to make conscious efforts to get our workout in because that's part of the challenge. And so it was wonderful. And we had such a great time being out there, and we got to show our son the ducks and the geese, and he loved it. And so it's just, we've really been enjoying this challenge, and getting to do it together has really been the best part of it.
And I think when we get to the 75 days, the best part's going to be the psychological part of just having seen it through.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, just the fact that you made yourself do something you wouldn't normally do every day for 75 days.
Yes.
We'll get health benefits, drinking the water, being on the diet, the food plans we're on. We're going to get tremendous health benefits, but that's not going to be the biggest benefit. It's going to be the psychological part.
Exactly. So, well, if you want to follow our 75 Hard Challenge, we are doing updates on our Instagram. You can follow us there. It's at Marissa and Mike. We're doing Instagram stories. I've showed some of the workouts that I've been doing, and that's been really fun over there. So be sure and follow us on Instagram. Also, like I said, be sure and subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's Marissa and Mike as well, and hit the notification bell so that you get notified when we post. We're looking forward to having some more guests on this show. So if you know somebody that you'd like to see on here, or if you want to be on here with us and talk about something that you're passionate about, send us a message. We'd love to talk with you and see if it would be a good fit. And we're just really excited for all you guys joining us. And it's been a great journey, and especially getting to do this with my dad is awesome. So thank you guys for tuning in and watching us every week. It really means a lot to us that you get on here and join us for our conversations.
Yeah, we're honored, and we'd be honored if you'd share this with people. Our goal here is to share life information that can make a difference in your life. Things that you might not have thought of that all of a sudden, change something. And it could be something as simple as you go, I'll do that gallon of water thing. I'm not down for the 75 hard, but I'll drink a gallon of water. I promise you. Yeah. Do that. Just do that for 75 days. Change your life.
Yes.
Just being hydrated. Change your life. Up your D. Change your life.
Yes. Thank you, Priscilla. I see we have a comment here. I'll show it on the screen from Priscilla. Thank you for joining us, and we're happy to inspire you, and we appreciate you joining us on here.
Yeah, Priscilla is one of my Master Networks buddies. She runs one of the Master Networks chapters. She's a champion. She's in the property and casualty business, so you can look her up if you're in the Frisco area. So there you go. You do comments, you get plugs. So
you get plugs. There you go.
Thanks. And we just started doing this, and we'll probably cross 500 people who've liked the page tonight, and our YouTube is growing. YouTube's much tougher than Facebook, but YouTube's there forever. And our goal is to help you have information that can make changes, not just for you, but for other people. So sharing this and bringing people here, and if you will make comments on the page, what would you like to hear us talk about, health-wise, life-wise, finances? It's an open book here, and so we just appreciate you guys. Thanks very much. And
yes.
I'll shut up now, Marissa, and you can close us out for tonight.
Well, thank you guys so much for joining us. Like we said, we're just honored that you join us here every week, and we have no words for the amount of we received. So thank you guys so much. We really, really appreciate it. And come back next week. You never know what's going to happen here live with us. So be sure and next Sunday. And like I said, we're going to do 75 hard if you're interested in that. If you want to know the rules, if you haven't, we do have a live on that on our YouTube as well, explaining the rules. Or you can be happy to send you the rules there as well. So thank you guys for joining us. We hope that you have an awesome week this week. And we look forward to seeing you guys next Sunday. Y'all have a
sweet dreams, everybody.